Hello everyone, Acid Burn here, coming 101. It is freaking hot. It's like 110 degrees right now, and I just got out of a cold shower and it feels great, but it's still freaking hot. So anyways, what was I going to do? Oh yeah. Before I start getting into the review, I'm going to introduce you to Fire Corners. Check them out, check them out. And then buddy of mine, he's just made a website. You know, check him out, see what you guys think about his site. But definitely check out Fire Corners. Really good place to go to. Good stuff, good stuff. Old school and new school stuff and everything. Video games, toys, you name it, they have it there. Alright, so Bootleg Donatello. Alright, I have two Donatellos already, and these are the real ones. So these are vintage, or different prints, what I call them, you know. First print over here, second print, first print over here, second print right here, right? Then we went to an Asian store and they have a bootleg. Here he is. This is a bootleg, bootleg Donatello. Fire Corners has some bootlegs too. Hopefully they're so having, I want to buy some more. People were telling me you could get the whole set for $14.99 on eBay. But there's a little problem. Okay, number one, the plastic is very, very cheap. Like, unbelievably cheap. There was two of these of Donatello, and his leg was bent this way, and I was like, oh man, I was gonna fix it, so I thought it would do this, you know. I thought it would be like simple, right? No, what happened, his leg broke off like snap. I barely even touched it, and the Asian guy who owns the store gave me the death look like, you son of a gun. I was like, hey, but luckily he went over there and he's like, how about this one? I'm like, yeah, let's get that one because it's a little bit better. You can't bend, well, it looks like you could, and I'm pretty sure some of them are like this, but I can't bend this piece right here, I can't bend this piece, I can't bend this arm, I can't bend this arm over here, and I can't move his head. Luckily I can move his shoulders, so, I mean, that's a good thing. Like I said, I can't do that, I can't move anything else. Barely move the leg. You can see the pin sticking out and everything. Barely can move it. I'm seriously afraid to just touch it. You know, that's how fragile this is. So like those of you who wants to do like, hey, I could, you know, change it into another turtle toy or whatever, but I wouldn't recommend it because once you start painting and you put it down somewhere or fall, it's done. That's how fragile this toy is. So be very, very gentle when you buy these. Second thing is the paint job is regular paint. Nothing like, you know how people do those costumes and everything, like, I'm going to paint them differently, la la la, and charge thousands of dollars for it. Well, this is the same paint that they're using, and as you can see, he's already peeling off as we speak. That's the reason why these factories have different kind of paint, special paint, so that it won't come off. And especially if they're not cheap plastic. These are cheap plastic. So we're going to look on differences and everything. I mean, this is pretty close to the original look of the turtles. But you also got to remember, they actually use the same body for the other three turtles. So, I mean, like I said, this is pretty good for a bootleg. Scary enough. Okay. In the 88 version of the old school turtle toys, it's all printed out together with the date and everything, right? So that's why they can barely even mold the date and everything. But when we have this piece over here, you can actually take this piece off for them to do that, because look at it. It actually has a date, like 2012 Viacom stuff on it. Now once Viacom finds out about this, there's going to be some suing, a lot of suing, but they actually use their name, which is really dumb of them. But I don't know how they did this with this kind of molding, but they nailed it. And everything, like how like this piece right here, how you can flip flop, and it's all like rubber and rubber over here, and a little bit of rubber here, and the belt can move a little bit like that. Can't do it with the bootleg one. This piece right here is very like hard plastic, kind of like a rubber thing, but it could easily break. This front part is actually hard plastic, and the belt is actually glued on, which is good. So that's why the reason why I said it's good to get this in person, because like I said, that one toy, if I ordered that other toy, I would have a broken toy easily. And you know how post office are when they're throwing their shit around, stuff around. Oops. Don't want to cuss, there's kids watching, but you gotta remember how post office are, because they don't really care. They drop it on your door, or they throw it at your door, and then they take off. They don't care. So, yeah, I'm just doing it. I mean, they really tried their best to mimic this. Also, yeah, I'm trying to look at this. Okay, so, yeah, I mean, you can tell the differences. And he's a lot shorter than the other version. Than the other turtle, Dontel main. And of course you can look at the bow staff. It's like a brownish orange, and then you got the brown color. It does come off, so it just comes off easily. But gently put it through the back, or gently put it through his hand. Don't like try to force it in. If you're forcing, you're gonna break it. Seriously. Watch, I'm just gonna break it. Oh, okay. Okay. But with this one, he can't really hold his bow staff like this. I mean, I'm pretty sure. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure the other people actually could do could bend their turtles, and sometimes they're going to be like stuck because like I said, they're different. I mean, this is not like factory made or anything like that. But what the heck? Holy crap, I just noticed something. Check it out. I don't know if you can see this. See how the arm part where the pin's sticking out is actually glued to his elbow pad. And then if you go over here on the other side, you'll see a pin, and you see that, but you can't really bend it because there's nothing to bend. See what I'm saying? Yeah, sure, go on eBay and buy it, but be careful, because they're not factory made. Remember that. Alright, let's do up and close on how it looks. Alright, so here's the real Donatello right here. And here's the bootleg one. If you see the shape of the front shell, Jesus. Yeah, stay. Stop falling over. God, I'm so scared to touch this toy. Okay. As you can see, the front of the shell on the bootleg one is a lot wider and bigger than this version over here. I'm using a second print to let you know that. Obviously, the belt is totally different. As you see the difference on that. I mean, of course, they didn't paint the buckle part because, you know, they all... People who make these don't actually know the toys. They just know they make some money. The belt over here on the bootleg is a lot darker brown than over here. But this one actually had that rubber piece to it, as you can see. This is rubber. This is plastic. So that's the reason why it looks kind of weird like that. And as you can see with the front part on the other turtle, the battle wounds with the dots and everything. Of course, this one doesn't have it. You can barely see it on this piece right here, and a little bit right here. But you can see the paint job is actually peeling off, because, like I said, people use real paint, not like the special paint that the toys use. With the face, I mean, it's pretty close. It looks pretty close to the original. And as you can see, the purple is actually lighter than over here. And the skin color for the bootleg is actually darker than the real one. Not only that, The headband sticks out a lot more on the real one, and the bootleg one is actually more inner. Or, well, I can't really move the head, but yeah. The eyes are a little bit not as bright as the eyes over here, as you can see. I mean, you can see the white, but it, you know, they painted it with regular paint, and so it doesn't really have that bright, you know, white eyes. Especially you can see the how they molded, it's like round here, so like kind of bigger forehead. So as you can see with this piece, you can see the bump, and you can see how it it's like rubber, like, you know, you can easily flex it, right? Like I said, over here, not so much, because you can see where they sculpted and everything. I mean, it is hard plastic, so don't try to bend it too much. And you can see a little piece of the skin underneath it where they trying to glue it together. See that? And you can see the outline of the turtle, the bumps and the lines and the damages and everything. And then you got this piece, which you don't see very much. I mean, you got a little bit right here and a little bit right here, but the molding didn't get all of it. But luckily they got all the scratches right here. But as you can see, that they're trying to make their own scratches. You can see they use like a little pin and they scraped it like that, trying to even it out, but you know, doesn't look too well. And then the molding for this kneecap is actually, you can tell they kind of screwed up a little bit on there. And the molding on the other side, you know, the knee. And then the ankles part. See how that's what the pin's supposed to look like. It's supposed to be more in, but the pin out here is a lot more out sticking out. And not only that, see how the knee looks? See a little dark gap right there? This one actually has a really big gap. See that? So if it has a big giant gap right there, you know it's a bootleg. Now here's a weird part. Barely can see it, but it says 2012 Viacom. And you have a little square hole right there. And this one actually tells you that where it was made. Just like this. But the difference is you actually can see the print out perfectly. I mean, I'm surprised that they actually got the mold to do that. Now the arm part, it's not supposed to have that right there, as you can see. And as you can see, the pin sticking out right here on the elbow part, which we already know that is glued on there, so don't try to bend it. However, you can't bend the wrists either. Like I said, the white paint on the bootleg does not match the white on the real one. And there's more damage on the real one on this elbow pad. Oh, this one doesn't have anything. You can see that little gap right there. But over here on his other side, as you can see, there's nothing to bend because they didn't thought of that. Barely could move it. And the pin's sticking out. They glue that. This is all glued. As you can see, there's nothing to bend. And over here, the regular one, you can actually see the differences. You can see it actually could actually bend. See? So I can't really bend any of these arms or the leg part. Now, the easiest part to spot this bootleg. Here's his shell, and there's his shell. So as you can see over here, it's actually more of a darker green, and over here, it's just his regular skin color that you see in the front and his face. They didn't bother painting this front shell, but the difference is that how the shine looks on the shell part. They use a special different kind of plastic. With this one, they look like they grabbed nail polish, that clear one, you know, that you've seen. Looks like they just did that, like they painted it bright, glossy kind of color. You can tell the bell part, it has to be special made. Like here's that, right here, the back part of the belt. And his version over here, which it does have a little tight squeeze. You could tell that they melted that part right here with the bolt stab so they could actually learn to fit. But you can see this piece, extra piece right here on the side. And then you can see this piece right here on the top, how smoothly it goes over. And you can see how they had to rejoint it by gluing it together. And it's the same thing with the other turtle, the first print. Almost got the right color with this one, almost. And you can see the lines, the detail on his own mask on the real one. As you can see, the difference with this one, kind of have the right detail. I'll take this off. And of course, the bow staff. It looks almost the same height actually. This one's brown, like dark brown color, like his elbow pad. And this one has like that old school brown color as well, but it's a lot more shinier, like glossier than the real one. Of course, the lines and details on the bow staff sticks out a lot more than this version over here. I mean, it's pretty close. So if you get this bow staff, the orange color with the real one, obviously something is up. It's hard to think of for right now. Let's see, hang on. Slowly fix his legs. And of course the size of the height, that the real one is actually taller than the bootleg one. If I put a head down, let's see. Do the same thing, same print. Yeah, still taller. Yeah, everything is everything's taller, so this is how you can spot a fake. Let's see what else. Oh, here's the other way too. As you can see underneath his shell has that little gap right there where his legs are attached. This one is all wide out, like you see everything inside. So I would say with the NCA Turtle bootleg ones and these ones are the closest to the real thing almost, except for that cheap plastic stuff and that horrible paint job. Well, not horrible, but cheap paint job I should say. Alright people, push the like if you like this bootleg, push the like if you like this review. Hopefully it helps you out to know the differences when you see it online. I hope you write down the stuff I told you, that you can tell the differences and everything. You can only get these in like the foreigner, not, well, I won't call it foreigner, but the Asian stores, and at the Mexican market stuff. If they speak English, they don't have it. No, I'm just kidding. But no, that's where I got this one. It's at the Asian 99 or a dollar store, I have to say. Be careful holding it. Please be careful doing anything with it, because like I said, I barely touched the other leg and it just snapped right off like that. It's like everything's glued onto each other. So please be careful, take care of it, put it in something like a bag so the paint won't rub off when the other turtle toys are on it, or put it in a separate box where it won't get crushed, because I promise you it will snap if you put more weight on it. Share with your friends in case they didn't know there's a bootleg out there, and if they do know anything about a bootleg out there, show them this video to tell them the differences and the warnings on this toy. Seriously, this is a big warning. I would not recommend this for your kids because they were going to break off. Alright, so like I said, this is very, very cheap plastic. Like I said, I'm afraid to touch, to hold it in my hand. I gotta figure out where to put it in the back, you know, to stand them up so he won't fall over in case we get an earthquake, because one little drop, that's it. This is gone. It's, yeah. Oh, check this out. I didn't notice it. On his collarbone right there, it's very, 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 very shiny. Very glossy like. So, yeah. If you want to buy this, say like you're one of those guys who are like, hey, my kid likes turtle toys, maybe I could buy it because it's cheap. No, don't buy these for little kids. I'm not kidding, because they're gonna break it. They're gonna be like, oh, what's wrong with his head? Snap, there it goes. I would say keep buying the real Playmate stuff because it's fun and they look better. I think it's cool to own bootleg stuff, because you're never going to see this anywhere else or ever. Now, comparing with this plastic with the other old school bootleg turtle toys, it doesn't have that kind of a plastic feel to it. Like you can bend it and it goes and it pops right back. You know, it's not like Rubbermaid stuff. So I would have to say this is more breakable than the 80s and 90s. Bootleg turtle toys, seriously. But it doesn't, for some odd reason why it doesn't have that feel like the other bootleg ones. But the pins are sticking out, and that's not a good thing if you see those, because that means it's gonna come loose and all that. But luckily they glue it together so they won't fall apart and break. So yeah. But if you do, how do I put this? If you do want to do custom made with this one, just to look, that's it. Don't try to sell it, because if they break, it's on you. But just keep it somewhere that could be safe, or have other people to look at it. Look more into it. But like I said, if you want those kind of collecting stuff like bootleg stuff, I mean, it's not going to be worth anything because it is a bootleg. So you can't go like, well, this is an old bootleg from the 80s and 90s, so I'm going to charge you $45 for it. It's like, no, dude, it's a bootleg. They're not going to be worth anything. Now, in the future, if somebody decided to want to buy a bootleg, at least make it cheap for them to buy it, you know, because it is a bootleg, not the real deal. And I guarantee, and I promise you, on eBay, there's an idiot out there, which I did show you, that are actually selling a bootleg one for like, what was it, $14, because they think this is the real Donatello, the real Turtles. So, yes. But, like I said, if you're a bootleg collector, that's cool, people. And if you are been collecting nothing but bootleg, no other toys, just bootleg stuff, then guys, get this to your collection, because you'll love it. Seriously, this is really cool stuff right here. So, yeah. So put your comments down. Tell me what you think behind this. Do you own one? did you break it right away, or does yours have more joints that you can move, or a certain spot that looks different? Please tell me. I would like to hear the difference between yours and mine. Guarantee there are out there. Oh yeah, other thing. See the back of his leg right here? Like this piece right here? See how small the little is right there? This piece right here. See that? I forgot to show you this one. Check out his back leg. Huge edge gap right there. See how big those gap is right there? Yeah, they didn't. That's the joints they're trying to put together. So, yeah, there's ways you can spot it. How you can tell if it's fake or not. Alright, people. But like I said, if you like bootleg stuff, get this. But please be safe and careful with the plastic. Alright, people. Until then, take care of yourself and happy hunting. See you later. Okay, so let's do the oozing again. Hopefully it doesn't make a big mess like the last one. And let's see how well the ooze works with the bootleg.
Hey, I was kidding. It's just a joke.
Do you really mean it?
Do you see a running track anywhere in this building? But because you played along so well, I'm gonna let you off the hook this time. Now you better take your seat. I'm gonna call on you a lot.
Huh? But I thought you were gonna let me off the hook.
Man.
You were even later than usual. Are you having another problem of some sort? That's right.
Having a problem with the ooze. It's getting more stickier because of this heat.
Page 43 of the textbook.
There it comes. Oh shoot. Oh man. Already making a mess.
Persicom's acting strange. Sort of. I haven't really had any problems with her up until now, but this morning it seemed like she wasn't responding to much of anything. She seemed lethargic, almost like you feel when you catch a cold. I don't get it. So what do you think I'm doing wrong now?
Don't do
Are
it.
you charging her? Huh? You're not charging her, are you? What do you mean charging her? Shouldn't she charge herself? You know we are talking about electrical appliances here. Do you think they just go out somewhere and soak up some voltage without consent of the owner? Well, I guess that's true. That girl is just a Persicom. Right, yeah. Okay, first thing. You don't take it outside much, do you? Well, I'm busy with work every afternoon. And I'm not sure if I want Chi to be walking around by herself. It was a huge mess just to get her some underpants. Hey, Sumomo, it's time for a lesson. Can you please tell Motosua how to recharge a Persicom's batteries?
Yes, sir. Request understood. Persicoms use their onboard solar arrays to partially recharge their batteries merely by taking them outside into the sunlight. The power to perform most everyday chores can be achieved by self-generating energy using this method. However, if conditions prevent a Persicom from utilizing direct sunlight for a long period of
Get
time,
off my finger.
the alternative method is by using this charging cord. In most cases, this cord is conveniently located somewhere in the head region.
There it goes.
That thing in her ear. I'll bet anything you don't have a power adapter either. Well, no, not really. Okay, how many amps you need? I don't know. Now, be careful. If you do a complete quick charge to full capacity, it'll be a big pull. I fixed my place up so it's all right, but...
Let's see if it comes down more.
Oh, here it is. Here you go. Just try charging her up. And if she still doesn't seem right, I'll take a look at it.
Slowly it comes down.
You saved me. Thanks, Shimbo.
Stuck. Ah, get out of my finger. Damn it. Ah.
I'm really worried about Chi's condition. I wonder if I could manage to take a day off.
Motosua Senpai?
Huh?
I finally caught up with you. Boy, I'm glad I didn't let you get away. I ran all the way to catch you.
Yumi.
You're working today, aren't you? Later this afternoon?
Oh, yeah. About my work schedule today. Wow. This is the first time I've seen Yumi in her school uniform.
Senpai?
Huh?
really the first time you've seen my school uniform?
Not again. Was I talking out loud?
So, what do you think of it? Our uniform's pretty popular.
So
I guess it works
getting back to the subject of today's schedule.
slowly.
Oh, yeah, right. Today's schedule. Well,
But
one of our
it's less
other
messy
employees
today.
can't make it today. So
Alright.
instead of my regular shift, I have to go in early.
Alright, so it's eBay time, and this is where I like to draw the line. Some people might disagree, but this is what I think. We here have a scratch weapon. Little, small, plastic accessories. Yeah. Okay, so this guy is selling it for $200 for something so simple, so small, so plastically. And where is it? Where are you? $5 for shipping. Here's a dude who's selling it, Beginning Hunter Wolf. Or whatever. So, yeah, kick, gun, weapon, accessories. I know Scratch is like the top dog or top cat of the, of all Ninja Turtle toys. But they usually sell Scratch for $100 something bucks. Maybe $200, but why would you charge another $200 for their accessories? This is how I know people know what they're trying to do here and trying to BS with people by taking their money. I'll rather give this guy $10 if he wants it that bad. Here's $10, so maybe $6 for accessory of this gun, but not $200. With $200, I could buy 2 Scratch, maybe an extra hotspot. That's my opinion, and I really hate when people do this kind of crap. So, yeah, put your comments down and tell me what you think.